Welcome to the Explainer, everyone. Okay, so today we're looking at an absolutely massive shift in how the internet actually operates. For the last couple of years, everybody's been completely obsessing over how to get their website mentioned by an AI. But what happens when that AI isn't just answering questions anymore? What happens when autonomous AI agents start actively taking actions on the web for us? We're talking about building for a brand new type of internet user, the autonomous agent.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scenario for a second. A user tells their AI assistant, hey, find me a good pair of running shoes and just buy a size 10 from my favorite brand. Suddenly, a non-human visitor arrives on your website. It's trying to navigate your menus, read your product descriptions, pick a size, add it to the cart, and fill out the whole checkout form. If your site isn't built for this, well, that AI visitor is just going to bounce. You've literally lost a sale without a human ever even loading your page. Are you truly ready for that?
To get you ready, here's a quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, the next AI layer. Second, how these agents actually read your sites. Third, a protocol showdown. Fourth, what needs immediate action versus what just needs monitoring. And finally, we'll wrap up with an agent-friendly checklist. Let's get right into it. First up, the next AI layer, moving beyond citation. It is absolutely crucial to separate the search optimization work you've been doing from these brand new agent readiness requirements. Up until now, the big focus has been on generative engine optimization, or GEO. GEO is all about earning a citation. You want ChatGPT or Gemini to drop your brand name in their text answer. And hey, that's great, but it's really only half the battle now. Agent readiness is a totally different ballgame. This is about allowing an autonomous agent to execute a physical task right on your site, like booking a table or buying a product. GEO gets you recommended, sure. But agent readiness, that ensures the AI can actually finish the transaction after the recommendation. They're two totally different layers solving two totally different problems. And honestly, you need both to win.
Moving on to Section 2, how agents read sites. Let's dig into the three distinct layers agents use to actually see your website. And we're pulling this straight from Google's latest developer guidance.
According to Google, these agents basically rely on three methods. Number one, they use vision models to literally take a screenshot of your rendered page so they can visually spot things like a search bar or a checkout button. Second, they parse the raw HTML and the DOM, the document object model, to read the underlying semantic structure and figure out how everything connects. But honestly, it's the third method that is the absolute most critical piece of the puzzle here. So, the crucial point is really understanding the accessibility tree. It's a browser-native API that takes all that messy code and distills it into a super clean, high-fidelity semantic map of roles, names, and states. It completely ignores your visual styling. It doesn't care about your brand colors or your fancy custom fonts. It focuses 100% on functional intent. Now, this was originally built for assistive technologies like screen readers, right? But today, the accessibility tree has become the cleanest, most important machine-readable map of your site for AI agents. All right, Section 3, the protocol showdown. MCP, WebMCP, UCP, and AP2. Let's look at the plumbing underneath this whole new layer and untangle the alphabet soup of standards that are forming the foundation of the Agentic Web. So, here is the emerging protocol stack. And notice how these all overlap by design. First, we've got MCP. That's Anthropic's open standard, launched in 2024 for connecting AI models to external tools. Next up is WebMCP, which basically brings that whole concept natively to the browser over HTTPS. This one's backed by heavy hitters like Google and Microsoft, hitting origin trials in May 2026. Then we pivot to commerce. UCP is Google's protocol specifically built for cross-platform shopping and checkout. And lastly, there's AP2, Google's payment-agnostic layer to make sure agent-led payments actually happen safely. So think of it like this. MCP and WebMCP define how agents read and act, UCP defines how they shop, and AP2 handles how they pay. The whole shebang. And just to show you how ridiculously fast this is all moving, get a load of this number, 110 million. That's the number of monthly downloads the Model Context Protocol, MCP, hit in 2026 alone. To put that into perspective for you, MCP reached this massive milestone faster than React did, and React is literally one of the most popular web frameworks in history. The adoption rate is just staggering. But okay, let's take a breath, because here's the honest caveat we need to address. None of these protocols are fully settled yet. WebMCP is still in an origin trial. AP2 is pretty new to the scene. UCP is still rolling out geographically, so if you're a marketer or a developer, you absolutely should not be betting your entire roadmap on any single one of these winning just yet. The landscape is very much still taking shape. That brings us to Section 4, immediate action versus monitoring. Because the landscape is still settling, we really need a clear framework for what you must build today versus what you should kind of just keep an eye on. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is Google's own stance here. Everything we suggest to make a site agent-ready also makes sites better for humans. This is the ultimate strategic secret of the Agentic Web. Agent readiness isn't some crazy new tax slapped on top of your current web dev workload. It's really just the existing WCAG accessibility playbook restated for a new robotic audience. Basically, if your site is accessible for humans using screen readers, it's mostly ready for AI agents. So here is your priority order. Step 1, the foundation, requires immediate action. Fix those accessibility tree gaps. Doing that handles about 80% of your agent readiness gains right off the bat. Step 2, identity, is also immediate action. Ship clean schema structured data so agents have a stable way to identify your products and prices without having to guess. Step 3, protocols, requires zero immediate heavy lifting for most brands. Just watch and monitor that emerging stack we just went through. Let the megacorps figure out the final standards while you focus on building a rock-solid foundation. Moving to our final section, the agent-friendly checklist. Let's get super actionable and look at how to build that rock-solid foundation using Google's updated guidance from April 2026. Okay, these are the highest impact structural fixes you can literally make right now. First, use semantic HTML. If you have a div tag style to look like a button, it's practically invisible to an AI agent trying to buy something. It needs to be an actual button tag. Second, keep your layout stable. If your page shifts around because a big banner ad loads late, the agent is going to click the wrong element, and that's a total roadblock. Third, explicitly link your form labels to their inputs. Unlabeled inputs mean the agent simply cannot fill out your checkout forms. And fourth, make sure your touch targets are at least 24 by 24 pixels so those agent vision models can actually spot them. And this brilliantly illustrates our final 3 crucial UX rules. First up, use the cursor pointer CSS signal on hover. Agents use that visual signal to definitively recognize what's interactive. Second, avoid invisible ghost overlays. If a hidden pop-up or just a decorative layer blocks a click, it completely breaks the agent's interaction. And finally, show visible state changes when an action actually happens. If an agent clicks submit, there has to be a loading state or a confirmation message. Without it, the agent has no idea if its action registered, which leads straight to repeated clicks or worse, completely abandoning the task. Now, if you want to know exactly where you stand on all these rules today, here's your immediate next step. Open up Chrome DevTools and grab Lighthouse version 13.3. They've introduced a brand new agentic browsing audit category. Run it on your homepage and your key product pages. Go find out your pass ratio right now and start fixing those unlabeled buttons and layout shifts. I want to leave you with this provocative thought. If an AI agent arrives on your site tomorrow armed with a customer's credit card and a very clear task, will your website actually know what to do with it? Look, agent traffic might not be showing up clearly in your analytics just yet, but trust me, the agents are already starting to read your sites. And the best part? Early preparation compounds. By fixing semantic HTML, structured data, and accessibility today, you aren't just preparing for the agentic web, you're making your site significantly better for search engines and, most importantly, for your human users right now. So don't wait to retrofit a year from now. Get that foundation built today.